Okay, so yesterday we sort of talked about some of the guys in the Seahawks, and we're still talking football because football season is right around the corner, as Bob told you yesterday. We sort of talked about in general with rookies and guys who this year might be in trouble. Anthony McCoy, Walter Thurman, who training camp might really matter for these guys. And, one of the things we thought we could do is look ahead for some of the position groups, and wide receiver is a very fertile ground to look ahead to because, we have talked about and we brought up on our poll question, Golden Tate, Doug Baldwin as two guys, Percy Harvin being brought in with his big contract, where they're going to stand next year with guys. And I maintain that one of the guys they also got to think about either restructuring, and it's not anything against his performance, is Sidney Rice. I mean, you brought in Sidney Rice, you're paying him big-time wide receiver money. He's caught 82 passes in his 2 years here, 50 last year when he was healthy. Now, you're breaking in a new quarterback, I understand all of that, but don't you think, Sidney Rice is going to need to have a productive year, or they're certainly going to go to him and at least ask him to restructure?
I think he's going to be asked to do that regardless of the year he has.
No matter what?
I think if he has 40 catches or 80 catches or 100, they're going to ask him to restructure, and in part because of what they've done with Harvin and what they're going to need to do coming up with Earl Thomas, Russell Wilson, Richard Sherman. They're going to have to figure out how to spread the wealth. And I think Zach Miller's in that same conversation. Guys, I think they want to keep both of them. I think they're going to ask them both to restructure. Now, we'll see how it turns out, but I just think that he's a guy that hasn't been utilized to his full extent because first he had to deal with injuries. Last year he was healthy, but as you talked about, new quarterback being broken in, didn't always see him. I mean, there were a number of games where we saw him out there waving, I'm open, and Russell, he's a young guy, just didn't get it to him. And this wasn't an offense that threw the ball a lot either. Now,
true,
we keep hearing and getting the sense that they're going to open it up, throw the ball more, so I think we're going to see, if he's healthy, we're going to see much more of the Sidney Rice that they thought they were getting in the first place, doing what he did in that year with the Vikings that really turned him into a prominent wide receiver.
Yeah, like 83 catches, 1,300 yards. I just think, I'll tell you what, Bob, I think if he doesn't have a productive year, that's a guy they might consider, well, you know what, we're just going to, you restructure beyond belief, or we're going to cut you loose at this point. Because I really think at the money they're paying him, you've got to have more significant production there. Now, it's interesting to note that, and we talked to Danny O'Neill, you can listen to the podcast on our show, Danny talked about how there's a belief in the coaching staff that having Percy Harvin there, who if they use him like Minnesota, they're just kind of extending the running game, might actually open up things for Sidney Rice, as opposed to taking opportunities away.
Well, yeah, I think he's going to open it up for whoever's on the field because he's such a dangerous weapon. They need to account for him now, and how they do that, it means they're going to take some attention away from elsewhere, whether it's Golden Tate, Sidney Rice, Doug Baldwin, Zach Miller, whoever else is out on the field at the same time. He does help. While he might take away touches, he's also going to open things up as well. So I think there is benefit and downside for everybody out there with the addition of Percy Harvin.
It's fun to have problems like this, though.
Yeah.
I like it. They're good, actually.